All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Oh Hell No podcast. Today I have Lynelle Lynch. She is an entrepreneur and she's the founder of Beauty Changes Lives, which is a nonprofit that engages some of beauty's biggest brands to fund scholarships and mentorships for beauty professionals. Welcome to the podcast, Lynelle.
Thank you. It's lovely to be with you.
Yeah. So beauty, I love talking about beauty. I have recently started a beauty brand and it's only 2 years old, but I'm just getting into the industry and it's like wild, right? Because it's so competitive. But it's just such a fascinating field. So, how did you get into beauty? Is it something that you've always been passionate about, or did something happen that put you on the path to your journey into beauty?
Yeah, great question. Well, I started off my career in beauty as a model and doing a lot of things and jumped into Saks Fifth Avenue high fashion. I was a regional manager, general manager for them for many, many years. But then my career took a lot of other paths through many other journeys. And then my husband, when we were getting married, owned a chain of beauty academies. And the lady running them passed away of a heart attack as we were engaged. And my husband, I had my own business in real estate, a large development company at the time. And he said, "You need to come help me, see if we should close the schools or sell them." And so I came in with a passion for beauty and thought, well, how could I change this paradigm? How could I elevate beauty and the careers in beauty to be what I know them for? Beauty touches everyone's life, but beauty colleges really were just training on the basics. So I started off with Bellis Academy and invented 6 advanced programs and was really graduating professionals that would go right into like medical spas or right into the top salons. But it was one day when I had a beautiful woman who was 60 who had enrolled in our beauty school and said, I had to get a divorce and get the kids out of the house to pursue my passion. And that was it. That was the beginning of how I launched into starting Beauty Changes Lives, which initially was an event. And then with all of the industry support, became a foundation.
Oh my gosh, that is so fascinating. I cannot believe it. So, when you started working for your husband, did you completely abandon your real estate business?
Yes, yes.
Oh, wow.
And so obviously we are partners in the business and have acquired other schools since then, but really transformed the platform of what a beauty school. I call it beauty and wellness academies because they truly are. And again, through the Beauty Changes Lives charity, we are doing so many things to elevate the perception. So we have scholarships for people entering the industry. We have mentorships for people who are in the industry or just starting out. We have a new program that you would love called Worth Up. And this is a partnership with Ted Gibson and Jason Baki, who have decided that entrepreneurs in their first few years need not only the capital to jumpstart their new company, but need a lot of mentorship from those that have gone that path of, as you mentioned, beauty is an enormous industry, multi-billion dollars. But how do you enter in and become successful and become that next big brand?
Right. So when you started in the industry, did you have to get a certification to run the schools?
Well, we are accredited. So I had to go through workshops and I had to learn all of the federal regulations, the state regulations, and then our accreditor. So we are governed by 3 different bodies. So, yes, it was definitely a learning curve to embrace that and become compliant. And I'm thrilled to say that, we do have a very compliant schools.
Okay. And you personally, you have certifications, like, because I know a long time ago, I wanted to go to beauty school because I was thinking of, oh, I could open like a beauty salon and, I'd run it. But to run a beauty salon, you need a certification from an accredited beauty school, right? Not even to do hair, just to like run a salon. So I'm saying, as a owner of a beauty academy, do you personally, not just the school being accredited by whatever government
Right.
agency, do you have to have like some type of certification personally?
Meaning a cosmetology license?
Right. Yes.
No, no,
Okay.
I do not. But
Okay.
I fondly say I've clocked enough hours that I should have a license in cosmetology, barbering, nails, esthetician, and massage. But no, I'm not a specialist in that. But that's the beautiful thing of ownership, that you hire very, very talented people that can train and educate your students. So that's
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. So, what would you say was the biggest struggle for you going into that business?
Well, one, it's learning all the regulations. That was the biggest hurdle. But I don't think it is that difficult, quite honestly, because if you're maintaining the integrity of the educational platform that we live on, it's very easy to follow all the rules and regulations, but just learning them. I think the second biggest hurdle was pursuing advanced education and getting people to embrace that we could have a different graduate, that we could have someone that could graduate from Bellis and go right into a Medi Spa, because we've taught them the advanced peels. They've worked on hydrofacial machines and oxygen machines, and they really have advanced hands-on knowledge. So it was really the shift. And yet, the more we told professional spas and salons what we were doing, of course, they said we couldn't accomplish it. And then after we started putting out wonderful graduates, they really believed it. I think on Beauty Changes Lives, the challenge was really getting everyone united to understand what the challenges are. And the challenges right now are that there's a tremendous lack of beauty professionals. There's more demand for services than there are professionals for the spas and salons out there. So we have embarked upon a campaign called Make Your Mark that is just now out there in the marketplace to really educate the consumer on careers, because most people may think, oh, I go get my cosmetology license and I work behind a chair. They don't realize you could become a salon owner. You could actually create your own product line. And I have had the blessed fortune to meet extraordinary salon owners that are multimillionaires, that are as passionate about the craft, but probably never could have made it through college. But they are talented in this way, and allowing people that are creative and talented to flourish. And so changing that paradigm and getting people to embrace the careers in beauty and wellness is such an important mission.
Wow. So tell us about your scholarship program and how it works and how you guys help people who may not be able to afford or, have certain life situations. How do you help them?
Great, thank you for that question. We have scholarships that range from $1,000 all the way up to $15,000 to support someone going to college. And I don't know that many scholarships out there range to that amount. And they are specific to different careers. So barbering, cosmetology, esthetician, etc. So if you go onto the beautychangeslives.org website and click on where it says scholarships, there's different ones that are open at different times. It's typically, they open and then they close in maybe 6 to 8 weeks. And so an applicant simply has to do a video, a short 3-minute video. There's typically a question related to the specific scholarship. So if it's the Arnold Miller Scholarship, for instance, he was an icon in our industry, and his family donated $1 million to Beauty Changes Lives to change lives through scholarships. So you would go on and they may ask a specific question that you focus your video around. And you can write an essay, but videos are obviously much more preferred because you can definitely see the passion come through in the individual. They are submitted. We have to make sure that you are applying to or have applied to a school so that the process is complete, and we know that that's a school that is approved. And then we have over 100 judges. And after the scholarships close, then our administrative team makes sure that they have met all the criteria, meaning, they've submitted their application, they've given us the school that they want to attend, the program. Then we send these out to judges, and the judges rank them anonymously. They don't know who's doing what. Our administrative staff receives all the judges' responses, and then we identify the winners. We notify them. We do a press release around each one. We celebrate them, and their stories are just incredible.
I'm sure. And I love that you guys give scholarships, just like, here's the scholarship, you can go to another school. Like, it's not just for your schools.
Right.
You're giving scholarships for wherever, because people live all over the place, right? So, but I love that. So tell us, where are your schools located? Like, in how many different areas?
Well, I have 3 in San Diego and 1 in Manhattan.
Wow.
It's Manhattan, Kansas, the Little Apple. So at one point we were looking to expand, and it's a beautiful 20,000 square foot campus right next to Kansas State University. But the regulations in our industry kept tightening down, and it didn't look like for the last number of years that there could be challenges on the colleges. So we're now hoping to expand again. But yes, you're right. Bellis is the company we own. Beauty Changes Lives is the charity. It's a complete, 501c3 nonprofit. We have 17 board members, and that nonprofit is for all of the United States. It's for every school that's out there.
Yeah, I love that. So earlier you said that you had a 60-year-old student that wanted to join the program, and she had to wait until her kids and stuff were out of the house. Like, whatever happened with her? Did she finish the program?
She finished. She became a licensed cosmetologist, but it was the tipping point for me, because 75% of the students that come to Bellis Academy have gone to college. They have some college training, because I fondly say no one gave them the confidence and the courage to pursue their passion. And so, they do try, but then they drop out. I've had so many stories. Hers was just really a tipping point for me to say, we've got to do a campaign to help change people's perception and really showcase nail pros that are doing phenomenal things, estheticians that are amazing. So I just love, I've got multiple stories like that, but
Yeah.
she was very special.
I love that because of the age, because I always try to stress through my podcast that it doesn't matter how old you are. If you have a passion, and maybe things just didn't work out for you to pursue that passion at different times in your life, if you wake up and you have the opportunity to pursue it, and even if you're like 50, 60, you can still get out there and do it. When I went to college, there was a lady who, she was like a really old lady, and she was on like her second master's, you know?
Wow.
And I was just like, wow, that's so inspiring. So I always try to, tell people, you're never too old to follow your passions. And if your passion is beauty, or even I had someone on the podcast who he became a musician like full time in his 60s, once he retired, and he was able to dedicate the time to it. And he actually has been doing well, like selling, records and things like that. So you're never too old. And I love that you brought that up in your own sharing your story. So what do you love the most about your day-to-day work? Like, what do you look forward to going to work and doing?
It's really how we're changing lives. It's really seeing the inspiration. It's really taking that individual who finally decided to join the beauty industry and giving them that confidence and courage. It's so beautiful to transform lives. And through Beauty Changes Lives, we've had a police officer get a scholarship and get into beauty. We've had an accountant, we've had a chemist. I mean, it's just extraordinary at all ages. An artist who was age 40 that learned about the Beauty Changes Lives Foundation around a campfire in Texas. You know, who knows? But yeah, there's multiple stories of people who have really finally, and I am passionate about it when I say have that confidence and courage. You know, I really do encourage everyone that's listening that if you ever have thought that beauty or wellness was a career path for you, now is the time. The job demand is at a crisis level. There's so many opportunities out there. And if you want to start owning your own business, it's a phenomenal time to get into the industry.
Great. That's awesome information. So on the Oh Hell No podcast, I always ask my guests to share an Oh Hell No moment that has taught them something or changed their perspective on something. Can you share an Oh Hell No moment with us? Of course, an Oh Hell No moment is a moment of shock or disbelief, you know, where you thought to yourself, oh hell no, is this gonna go bad or good? So share a moment with us.
Oh, wow. Um, and oh hell no. I guess I should have been better prepared on that.
That's okay.
You know, I think that in all due respect, you know, I probably had the same perception of beauty schools that a lot of people do, where, you know, you've seen the movie Grease,
Right.
and you know, in all due respect, you know, I had a lot of my educators when I started that were just training for state board, and they said that's all we're supposed to do. And I guess my oh hell no was, oh hell no, we're not going to just train for state board. We're going to be different. We are going to give these individuals the opportunities, because I guess this is the biggest oh hell no. I had an advisory board. So, okay, so I'm not from the beauty school industry, right? And I pulled together a top salon owner, a top spa owner, you know, all of these people in a room. And I said, okay, naively, how do you work with beauty schools? And they just like this to me, and they say, we require 5 years experience because we're XYZ, whatever. And I was like, no, I'm going to change that. And they looked at me like, you know, you're probably a dumb blonde. You're not licensed. You know nothing about our industry. And I'm like, no, I'm going to change it. So, and somehow we forged along and accomplished that.
Right. So your graduates are coming out and securing those jobs at those places that otherwise wouldn't have looked at them because they don't have the experience. But
Right.
your students are so well trained that they're being hired. So that's what she's saying, guys, just in case you it didn't translate.
President. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, Lynelle, I know that you got a lot going on, so I don't want to keep you. I just want you to share the websites, that people can go on to find out information about one, Beauty Changes Lives, and then two, about your beauty schools. And yeah, let us know where we can follow you and keep up with you.
Okay, so for Beauty Changes Lives, it's beautychangeslives.org. That's our website. We also have the Instagram. You can follow us there. That's a great way to see what's going on. And then for Bellus, Bellus is BELLUS Academy.edu. That's our website. And we also have a really active Instagram.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I really appreciate it. And I will be checking out that website because I do need a mentor.
We're here to help.
All
We
right.
change lives.
I know you guys do.